Stress management.
That's beautiful, man.
That's what I'm telling you.
Well, my wife hiding, my wife sleeping. Or the wife had two.
It's not. It's so
That's right.
So, and I smelt it, and I was like, no. Because I said, just turn the fuse on. So I know he ain't turned.
the back of my neck is
that
tense because
cooks too fast. So he didn't do that. And then I smelled it some more, and I was like, no, that smells like cooking cabbage. He's not paying attention to it at all.
She's gonna kill me. Jesus.
Hey, Bussy. Hey, you.
That's why I'm gonna lock the door. But we won't invade no more privacy. Just know this world's all over the place. But yeah, dope. Do you know what these stairs are made of? Come on, man, stop playing. Stop playing. Black people are supposed to show improve. What's up, 7? Peace of 7s out there, man. Y'all supposed to show improve. We know that. You know, school. You're supposed to add on, man. So that's why I be doing what I do. You could call it showing off. They say, man, you act like you ain't never had nothing before. I did. Negroes is crazy if you think all of this is acquired from some tricky stuff now. This ain't even the value of the cars now. Cut it out now.
That's how I figured out that there's concepts.
But yeah, let's get into the subject matter. Let's get into the subject matter.
Make a funny name. Something that makes
because we start doing the cars and then I ain't never gonna get to what I gotta get into. I'm gonna just get some good lighting and I just wanna sit down and have a talk with you. Also got a little mild PowerPoint presentation. I ain't doing my special effects stuff like I normally do. This is just something different right now. I want to sit down and really talk to you and really connect with you. I think we got enough people that came into the building and I just want to build with the people and stop the shaky camera business. I just want to give you a real good, clear picture of the camera and the hair I'm about to cut. I done did this bed long enough. Hebrew Mike, all you guys. I've been doing this for too long. It's cool, but I gotta get back to me. Happy birthday to me. Now, I want to talk to you all about my apology. Okay? Oh, thanks, family. I appreciate that. Said I was proud of you when I saw the Bentley. Though we done moved up to the Rolls Royce. We got the i8. And we also got the Porsche Panamera. They don't make those no more. 4 doors. And we got the Slingshot. And that's all year round. I kid you not. Y'all know it. Y'all keep up with me on Instagram and Facebook. Y'all know what it is. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Thank you, family. I thank you for inspiration. Thank you for that. So what I want to do, I want to definitely sincerely apologize to my brothers and sisters in the conscious community for my approach towards making money my religion. And the reason why I want to apologize to you is because the manner in which I had to make my exit, kind of, I don't want to say complete exit. It wasn't complete exit. It's like 1 foot out the door, kind of looking around and everything. But the reason why I had to make the type of exit I made in the community is because I got my own personal strife and issues. I'm not perfect. And I got wants like anybody else got wants. I got desires like anybody else got desires. And we do our best to subdue our passions. We learned that in Masonic school, right? And not to suffer from any modes of temperance. And to unite under a brotherhood, under one starry canopy to the full circumference of 24,896 square miles that this planet Earth is rendered. However, we all got wants, we all got ambitions, we all got goals. And I see a pattern developing in history when it comes to Black leadership in retrospect to the people who say they need it and they want it. And they put the onus on the Black leader. I want to use this tape. This might work better. Yeah, let's see if I can use the tape right there. House is so big. Just makes you want to yell.
Yeah.
When you live in a home where you can hear echo, echo, light. I love it. I can't get enough. But on with the apology so we can party again. But I got to get to the apology. I want to apologize sincerely for leaving the people that really support me day in and day out. Because I really thought about it and I said, you know what? Because when I get these messages, yo, man, I'm disappointed in you, bro. Oh, yo, bro, how you leave us back? And I got a lot of my good brothers in the hood, which we come to New York this week to celebrate my birthday because my brothers and them was like, listen, P, I know you over there in the West Coast doing your thing. I know you just came back from the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, everybody
right?
going.
I know you're going to Thailand, you're going to Hong Kong, Holland, and all this other stuff. I've been there. Let me say that. You know, I actually happen to have passport because I lost my ID in real time. One, which was wild too, because I was going to already start carrying it with me. A lot of times I make spontaneous moves, and then I got to fly back to get the passport if no one's available to mail it. One of my wives is available to mail it. But then that costs like $105 or $20 from UPS to UPS because I don't want to mail to the hotel or wherever I'm staying at when I'm traveling around. But anyway, reality is I'm back home, and I really thought about it from reading some of my messages, text messages galore, emails, DMs, and my homies really talked to me. One of them, I'm going to tell you his name, Jew. That's the brother you always see with me. He got locks, you know, all the way down. He's always doing security for me all the time. You know, Hoover, salute to all the homies that remedied the gang situation in Jersey and started to support the idea of not color banging and even work in harmony with each other at the bar. Always salute to the Lokes, the Bloods, the Hoovers, everybody that's out there. Salute to you in Jersey. Now, these are brothers that when they met me, they came, they used to buy 10 books at a time that I wrote. 10 books at a time. Every time I show up, all of them put their money together, buy 10 books, 15 books, everything. Show me so much love. So they're like, yo, brother Polight, you come such a long way. You know, you pulling one of us at a time out the hood, because I really do that. Every year, I pull 1 or 2 brothers to live with me. And while I'm traveling, they can stay at one of my cribs. And I let them find themselves in society, the new society, away from the hood, and they see what I'm talking about. And most of them just wind up living out here, and they find themselves. However, I can't take everybody. So that's not a remedy that's going to work when we look at the whole, obviously. But it is a start. So that I can do. Keep my house trusted, love, embrace people, live with my family, everything. Ain't gonna take nothing out the crib. They gonna do what they do. And whatever I got is this. So I'm good. Now the issue with the matter is,
all right, I'm tapping in.
Pursuing career goals and being a Black nationalist. It sounds like an oxymoron because the Black nationalism is supposed to be a career goal. Only thing, it doesn't really provide you the benefits consistent with sustaining a household. You know, there's no pension plan. There's no health care. If something happens to me while I'm on a mission of being a Black nationalist, it's not a guarantee that the community is going to take care of my family. And that scares me. That scares me. If I can't guarantee that the community is going to ensure that my family will be safe and sustain their way of life, or just be able to live above par, whatever above par may be, just as a concession for my contribution, then I, as a man, I got to find a way to get that. I got to find a way to do that. I can't rely on another man or several men or families to take care of my family in the advent that something happens to me while I pursue the career goal of being a Black nationalist or a Pan-African. We've seen what happened to the Black families when the leader dies. And that's a stark circumstance and a reality at the same time. We see what happened. We see it. In fact, we see it all the time. So I don't want to be part of that situation. And it was hard to decide if I'm going to still be part of a community that I love. No matter how much hatred, no matter how much slander, it's all right because I deal with numbers, so I understand. If I got a video that's doing 30 million views and 20 million views, 50 million views, sometimes I'll be showing something, yo, look, this video did 15 million views. I'm cooking bashir. I got a joint that did 24 or 25 million. Me cooking bashir. It's like a 12-minute clip. People love it, and it's been shared thousands of times, hundreds of thousands of times, whatever. And I'm like, yo, son, look at this. This is wild. He'd be like, yo, that's crazy, right up in his house. You know what I'm saying? And so that's amazing. But understand, if you're in a room with 30 people, one person may be a detractor. If you're in a room with 300 people, 30 people may become your trolls, right? And if you're in a room with 3,000 people, 300 people may have something bad to say about you. And that's all right, because 300 people not feeling you out of 3,000 ain't bad. And then when you get 30,000 people's attention, 3,000 people may not feel you. So when you turn around and say, man, how come so much people say bad things about this brother? The ratio is what you got to look at. You can't look at, oh, man, he had 300,000 people listening to him, so 30,000 people ain't feeling him. You'll say, how the heck did someone get 30,000 people to not like him? Well, when you're debating based on politics and religion, that's not too bad. 30,000 people not like you out of 300,000 people that view you. And then what happens when you have 3 million people view you?
Yeah, I felt
3 million. You got 3 million people watching you. You may be likely to have 300,000 people that don't like you. So I have to bear the burden of understanding and ratio. All these people don't really dislike me. It's just that 300,000 people is a lot of people that most of us would never have the opportunity to say, I definitely know I got 300,000 people that don't like me. But many of you don't have a video doing millions or several videos doing millions. So each time more attention is drawn to me, there will be that much more people who don't like me for whatever reason it may be, and be willing to voice it, as people who don't like you tend to be more aggressive and more active when it comes to verbalizing how they feel, as opposed to people who support you who normally lay in wait and be quiet. Something happens, they go, damn, that was bad, man. I really like that brother. So what they did to that brother? That's how that works. So I want to tell you all that I have the right to pursue career goals too. I came into this community and I wanted to teach. Oh, look who came out the room. Nah, we don't catch your guys. Look at her running. We don't catch up. Let me get something to drink, babe.
Oh, somebody shot.
Yeah, you got what that's wrong with you. You're beautiful. You cloth. They ain't no Israelites over here complain how you look in your own house. Everybody good. Okay, good. Yeah, came out the room. But anyway, yeah, you got to see her. But anyway, I have the right to pursue career goals. And if certain things aren't in place, like Medicare, or Medicaid, or healthcare plan, let me say, if there's no healthcare, there's no pension, is there, you know, and I'm just out here risking my life. I'm on CNN, I'm on Fox 5, I'm banging, I'm going hard. There's snipers on the building. I really talk to my family like, yo, what y'all thinking about with this? They're like, yeah, if something happens to you, then what? Are those same people gonna take care of us? When my wife asks this, and when my children look at me for an answer, I don't want to lie in front of them. That was kind of like a rhetorical question, because the reality is we're not even organized to be prepared for that type of situation. No matter what type of proposal or plan I put before the world, we're not going to take that.
It's not a fucking option.
Also, I want you to really consider this part, because this part is the really real part. I need you to understand this, to understand my apology in its entirety, and I'm going to go through it in detail, my apology, and what I'm sorry for, as I'm already conveying it, but I'm going to make it more descriptive and more elaborate in detail so you can really walk with it. I'm not too concerned with everything going on in the chat. Don't worry about it. If I want to moderate, I can ask somebody to moderate. I want everybody to just have freedom of speech, talk their stuff. Because there got to be a point where you're not moved by all that. Yeah, some people say disrespectful things, and other people may be agents, other people may be disgruntled. Good reasons, wrong reasons, right reasons. Doesn't matter. What matters is my apology at this particular time, and for you not to be too distracted. So, I can't lie to my family and say these people are going to help me. There's good people that would genuinely help. But if there's nothing organized, they're going to help sporadically. And then you're going to demand too much of the people that's helping consistently.
That's the reason I'm impressed.
And then they also got families of their own in crisis that's going to transpire. And then they got to appeal to the crisis that's taking place in their family while being a good citizen of the Black conscious movement and being there for the families that help sustain and motivate their families. So it's too much to ask for a little bit of people. If we get 100% from one person, something happens to them, rap for the whole community. But we get 1% from 100 people and one thing happens to somebody in that community, and then we got the other 99%. The problem is everybody hasn't contributed their 1%, not because they don't want to, but because there's nothing organized. And it's hard for us to actually subscribe to doing the right thing, because when you look up to people whose only thing is to upload videos and gossip about other guys, then what's going to happen is you're going to follow behind them, and you're going to create a YouTube channel and feel like you've created a situation. You're going to follow after them, and you're going to gossip.
Yeah, you got something together.
Whoever you look up to is pretty much how you're going to follow after them. Okay? So,
above myself is someone who is greater than I.
When my brother Jude also hits me up, brother, I never thought I'd say this. He had a man-to-man feel with me. Jude and I never argue all the years we know each other, man. So when Jude tell me something he don't like, I tend to appreciate it, because if you have a real friend and a real friend tell you something they don't like about you, if you think they're hating on you, then they haven't been your friend the whole time. If a friend criticizes me, the last thing on my mind is that he's hating on me. I got to appreciate the fact that as a man, I surrounded myself by people I said I trust. So when they have to criticize me, I should take heed to it. Doesn't have to be true, but I should yield to the fact that I've impressed a certain idea upon him. And it needs to be considered. So even Brother Sinetta, if he talks to me and says, yo, Polight, I think you need to do this way, or you need to do it that way. Even to this day, if he says that, I'm going to always take it into consideration. Doesn't mean I'm going to follow what he says. Doesn't mean I'm going to even agree. But if you say somebody is a family member, a loved one, or a friend, and they criticize you, first take it into consideration before you go off the deep end. So I sat there and I thought about it, and I said, you know what? That's it. One, I couldn't answer my family respectfully. And as much as I teach and as quick as I give answers, when they say, what's going to happen to you after this CNN thing, because they obviously looking to paint you as the next black terrorist, because Fox 5 keeps asking for you. CNN now taking videos of you. And I'm wearing bulletproof vests, so it's clear I'm aware there's a threat. The threat is black. The threat is white. Oh, you wearing the vest, you're scared of your own people. Scared. I'm protecting myself from everybody. Because everybody don't like me because of religious reasons, political reasons, social reasons, economic reasons. You know, he lives in a good house and everybody else is dying out in this mug. He must have stole all that money.
Come on.
If you know anything about real estate, you can only imagine how much this piece of real estate is just looking at the ceiling.
No!
Just looking at the ceiling.
I dead ass saw as soon as you put it up. Yeah, keep going. Go. Waiting for the book of us.
Then the cars.
Go, Simba.
Now I'm gonna go through the whole thing again, showing you each car. Like, yeah, these mats, they're all parked. Oh, so now I'm renting all 4 of the cars that's parked out here. Okay, if you say so, because I've done this before. And I said, so I took time out to rent all 4 cars to convince you guys something. And these are the type of cars that when you rent them out, they cost $2,000 or $3,000 a day. You don't rent them out for them 2 hours. Come on, knock it off.
Goddamn.
And then I gotta have security deposits behind it. But to convince people that I am something that I'm not, I'm going to take the time out to put my $3,000 to $5,000 deposits down, and then be able to get the cars for $2,000 to $3,000 a day, and then multiply that situation by 3 or 4 cars.
Yeah.
And do this throughout the year so you keep seeing me moving around. And on top of it, then have the cribs, because my Beverly Hills joint. But that's aside from the point. The reality is, brothers and sisters, I had to decide, is black nationalism an occupation? Because if it is, I'm greatly underpaid.
That's just sniper shootouts.
And it takes the zeal out of life. So now let's deal with the science. I'm gonna have to apologize to the people that didn't understand why I had to leave. I wasn't kicked out. There's no exit door really to get kicked out. When we say leave, it's metaphorical. Took an absence from, a leave of absence from being immediately involved with the going on to which brothers and sisters do here. And I support the mission even when I'm not in it. I actually commend people like Sinetta who actually do the work. I commend him and other people that actually sit there and want to contribute to the information positively. I do that because I realize I ain't built like that. He's built like this for the war for years. He bleeds that. I always be like, vacate, brother, vacate. Damn it, just go somewhere, man. And take him forever, because he really does this because he loves y'all. And I'm saying I love y'all. I love y'all different. I need space to love you. It's just like my sister. We live together, we're gonna beef. If she's apart from me, if she's far from me, I'm gonna love her more. So that's how my relationship is with this conscious community. I love it so. But it can't give me what I need in my life. Understand this, I'm a black man whose father left me at 8.
I don't know what it is.
My mama died the week I met her when I turned 17. I knew her for 7 days. When I met her, no one even told me she was sick from cancer. No one told me.
Then when it comes to the shootout, that's between the game.
So I wanted to question a woman for not being there for me. What I conceived to be my whole life. And I had to be there for her for the last days of hers.
We got one body flying in the direct area.
In between that, my grandmother was my mother. And when she lost her house, shortly after the time my father left, she lost her mind. Alzheimer's. I believe it was associated. The stress incurred from having a home for over 30 years and working a job for over 30 years, 9X. And for her to be tricked or duped or just not be as astute as she should have been, because she didn't understand something that went on in agreement for the property, that it should be able to be pulled from us, and they're allowing us to live in our house. Century 21 is putting the sign on the garden and allowing us to live in our house until they find a sale. And if we keep the house clean, they can walk people in and out of the house while we stayed in and made an agreement with us. So I got to see all my big trophies, and nobody knows where my big basketball trophies taller than me is going to go, because we don't really got the money for storage and all this. No, we lived in the house knowing it was supposed to be sold and lived in it until the last days where we had no place to go, because no one can fathom the reality that this house, that's the family house from one generation to the next. Her sons, my uncles, my brother, my uncle's brother, my father.
Yeah. Make this fucking money. Buy this.
Could not believe this house was about to go.
And create a stream of income in that moment.
Couldn't believe it.
Where you are enjoying home.
And I watched this. We did nothing.
Become an entrepreneur.
And I wound up
you
homeless.
Have all the security in the world. Become an entrepreneur.
But she wasn't prepared.
Now you have no excuse.
So I'm without a mother. I'm without a father.
So cut that out.
I get a gun put in my mouth. I just bought a chain that meant everything to me, because my grandmother gave me the monies that I saved up for, and I used to go downtown Brooklyn, Nevin Street, and keep putting money on my chain. Keep putting money on my chain. It had diamond cuts on the neck of the British Bulldog to make it look like he had a collar that was iced out. It had Gucci links with diamond cuts in it. And it looked sweet. Down payment. She told me, you wearing that chain in here? You in Brownsville, you know how that goes.
What is a business?
And I'm walking from late in the game. I hang out in the bar. I'm a young brother. I'm in the bar. I'm feeling cool because I can get to be in the bar in the hood. Nobody can bother me. I'm 13. Got my chain out. I'm not tucking my chain in. Somebody runs up on me. Long story short, chips my tooth right here. Still a little chip to this day. Never wanted to officially fix it because I always wanted to remember that part of my life. And that was the turning point in my life where I said, I'm going to start banging. And then I realized I could make money if I bang, because the gangs wouldn't allow nobody to just make money. That be part of them because they controlling the district. You think you're just going to jump out the window and start hustling. You're literally taking money out of someone else's pocket. Yeah. So I had to learn that game. And anyway, that hurt.
Oh, yeah, that was the hottest track ever.
That hurt.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't give up my chain. So I was ready to give up my life. I didn't want to give up my chain. He had to pull it off my neck. And he told me I was stupid. He said, next time, nigga, clap you. Make the right decision next time. Grown man. I'm looking at this grown man like, yo, you want to take from me? I'm 13.
Seems like, I don't know. I'll just leave that there.
Life after that is
don't last long,
shelters, juvenile detention, Rikers Island, attempted murder, all sorts of stuff. So guess what? I didn't get to live the childhood dream. I didn't get to be a child. Shortly after that, long story short, I now am conscious. So when I'm conscious, I'm 19 years old. September 19, first time I taught class, 2002. Bushwick, Brooklyn, 717. First time I taught any class. Somebody just put me up at random, suggested by Doc.
They try.
First time I taught class.
And it's not even a good attempt, right? Yeah, kind of strong.
When I teach class, apparently I'm so good or I got the sauce, they think I'm looking to take the big homie's place.
They got no friends.
Then I want to write a book because the big homie wrote all these books. Thank you. So if my teacher wrote a bunch of books, it's very likely if I'm taking it serious, I want to write books. I wrote books. Oh, did you get clearance? I'm going to get clearance from the homie in prison. Is that a trick question? I gotta wait mad weeks. He may not even necessarily respond to me back. I'm new to this. So just don't write nothing. Don't just be thinking about things, and don't put it into a sequential order, and don't share it with nobody, because I don't want to look like I'm usurping someone else's identity. This is what I'm told. You know, I'm a follower, devout follower. I ain't gonna write these books. I'm gonna prove to them I ain't looking to be him. All the while I was suppressing me, because I found something I really like. And the Negroes will tell you, don't do it. Because black people, the only people that say somebody taught you, give them credit for the rest of your life, and don't do it. You know, my second grade teacher ain't looking for me right now after I'm writing books and saying, you know, I helped him read and write. He ain't on my ass right now, telling me I need to give him credit for everything I say and do because he played an integral role in my reading and writing. My second grade teacher is not following me right now on that, which I'm friends with, Mr. Smalls, which is an honor that he's keeping up with my teaching. My second grade teacher from PS 398 Elementary School, Walter Cleveland. Professor Smalls, who I used to make fun of for having all the African dashiki and headdresses and never knew he was conscious because I didn't know what that meant. Second grade. The young lost soul in these streets. So now I'm conscious. Mind you, previous to me becoming conscious in my teenage years, when I found out I was conscious, I felt like I lost so many years. I had to read as much as I could possibly read because I'm like, yo, I lost so many years.
So hungry.
Every time I learned something, it only testified to how much I didn't know. Do you know the stress of realizing every time you learn something, you don't know nothing? That's what I'm going through every day. So I'm just reading. I got to catch up. I'm becoming conscious at 19. I done lost 19 years. So I'm like, all right. I'm on these streets, I'm homeless, juvenile detention, locked up, become older, get to go, I get promoted to Rikers Island now. I'm a grown man. I miss my childhood. Father going at 8, mom died. The week I met her when I turned 17, have 7 days before, I miss my childhood. Part of the challenge to have mom and dad. I become conscious, and guess what I do? I abstain from doing the things that people my age, 19, 20, 21, 22 doing. You know what I'm doing? I'm reading books, started writing books. Now I'm creating my own independent publication. I'm running bookstores now. Then I got to the point I had 4 bookstores. Then I opened up a restaurant. Dr. Sabi invested 15 grand in me, opened up a restaurant that I had in Bushwick, Brooklyn. Oh shit. Because he wound up healing me from diabetes and all that. That's a whole nother conversation. It's part of my story.
Oh shit, found it.
Then he tells me to close the restaurant to pursue teaching again because I stopped teaching because I didn't want people to just keep saying that I'm looking to be somebody. That it was deeper than that. I just actually liked writing and sharing what I was learning. And Dr. Sabi had me teach again. And so I taught my first lecture in the conscious community with Dr. Sabi. Church,
what does that thing do?
Utica Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. And Sabi doesn't do lectures with other brothers. Sabi just doesn't do lectures with anybody. But he took me under his wing. And even when I went to prison, I came home.
Little dance.
Sabi put the 15 bands in my hand to open up my restaurant, and I opened it up.
Can I?
Sabi did that.
Fuck you.
All facts. When everybody was like, avoid him. They said he has everything to do with the shooting.
Hey, I'm gonna take a break.
Avoid him.
Listen in intently.
They said he did the murder. Avoid him. The only person that embraced me when I came home from prison was Dr. Sabi. And then he told me, shut the restaurant down in due time. He said, I never contributed to someone who can articulate themselves like you. And if it means I got to take you with me to teach, Brother Polight, you got to go teach. This is holding you back. You should be spreading information all over the place. So if you don't got the administration, if you don't got the staff, you can always open it up again later on in the future. Go out there and teach. I gave you the money to open it up. I'm telling you to shut it down.